everyone and welcome back to my channel. So today, as you saw in last week's video, which was a vlog, we're going to be putting a bunch of makeup on our face that I didn't like. This is going to be my worst makeup of 2024 so far. We might differ in opinion. You might love the products, I might hate it, but that's okay because all of us have different likes and needs when it comes to makeup. So without further ado, let's get this on our faces. I'm not that excited. Some of the products might be repeats from a couple of weeks video ago where I was trying makeup like just fell to the back of my drawer and I wasn't using. So some of them are repeats, but for the most part, it's all newer products that I haven't really used because I didn't really enjoy them. Probably noticed only half my brows are done. So we're going to start off with brow gels. I have 3 here that just really didn't work for me. The first one I have here is the Catrice Clear and Fix Transparent brow gel. The problem I have with all of these brow gels is that it just has no hole to it, but that is what the wand looks like. Really nice actually. I think that would be great for like bottom lashes. And then I have the Studio London Boss Brow, and this is lash and brow. Again, if something's for your lashes and your brows, it's probably not gonna hold. That's the conclusion I've come to because that's what I've noticed. So again, I don't know if you'll be able to see the little bubble in there. So it's very, very watery. And then the one we're going to be using is the Essence Lash and Brow Gel Mascara. Honestly, it's horrible. I like the packaging though, but it says it's a style and comb, but I don't see a comb, just a brush. I know this doesn't work, so I'm probably going to have to reapply it a few times during this video. Take note of how it's looking right now. And I can promise you, as soon as we're done our foundation, this would have fallen already. And then also look how massive the wand is. That's very unnecessary. That's it in the brows. Horrible waste of money. I could have saved up and bought a high-end product and it would have literally been so much better for me. So moving on to primers, I have 2 here. I'm sure you saw this in last week's video. So I have the Studio London U Matter Smoothing Primer, and apparently it reduces the appearance of pores and is 16-hour wear. Honestly, for me, it really does nothing. It comes out almost like a silicone based primer, but it's very watery in consistency, so it feels like it kind of separates on your skin and leaves you feeling really like wet. It's just a clear gel like that. I'm just going to put that around the outsides of my face, and we're going to save these pores for a different primer. Initially it does feel very silicone-y, like I said. It's the weirdest texture I've ever felt. Like, it is mattifying, but it literally doesn't do anything for your pores. I'm also just going to put it on my forehead. As you can see, I have a lot of open pores there, or enlarged pores, shall I say. So a lot of pore minimizing products actually just deflect the light, so it makes it appear smaller, but it doesn't actually reduce your pores. The second primer we have here is this one. It is from SheGlam. It is the Pore Eraser Blurring Stick. I spoke about this in a short where I kind of just picked up products that were really weird from SheGlam because a stick primer doesn't seem very sanitary. But anyway, pores. And I'm just going to swipe over that. And it does do something. It kind of just fills in your pores. But the problem with this is it's very dry. Like a very, very, very dry. I don't know how the foundation I picked today is going to react on this. And I'm not sure if you can see, but it does give you like a slightly white cast. Doesn't smell of anything though. So I'm just going to like pat that in with my finger. It sits on top of your skin as well. So when you go and disturb it with any other type of makeup on top of it, it kind of just balls up. And like I said, I just find it very dry. So that's what it's looking like now. I'm just gonna go fill in my brows quickly, although this is actually soaking wet still. Honestly, these brows, I don't know what to do with them. It's literally like there's nothing in it. Also, the primer is still quite slippy and I'd love it to dry down a little bit more. So I think we're gonna go in with eyes next. I'm sure I do have some other products that I didn't really like that I probably left in the UK because I didn't think lugging it all the way to South Africa was worth it if I didn't love the product. Didn't think I was gonna do this video back then in April. So First one we have is the Sun-Kissed Smoked Spirit palette. Honestly, this looks like a pretty basic palette. Like, how hard can it be to formulate this? It fades, it blends away, and it's just all round chalky and powdery. It's definitely not good at all. Even the worst Essence palette I have beats this one. Not good at all. Then I do have an Essence product, but it's not an eyeshadow powder. It's gonna be hard to see, obviously, because it's so reflective. But this is the Essence Multi-Chrome Flakes Eyeshadow Topper. I did a short with this. I didn't do a long form content or long form video with this in it, but it burned my eyes and it was just so patchy. It lifted up everything underneath. I don't even know if I want to try and use this again today or if I should just use the palette. But for the sake of the video, I think I should just show you what this looks like. Don't exactly know what to do since we're going to use a topper, so I can't do like a smoky eye, but I think I'm going to go in with this middle shade first. It's just like a medium brown, and we'll just pop that through the crease. I didn't set my base just because I know that this eyeshadow blends away, so it's much better to start with a sticky base if you do have this palette and want to make some use out of it. See, I have a sticky base, but the pigmentation isn't great. Next, I'm just going to grab this dark brown over here and we're going to darken up the outer corners. See, that color and that color don't match. I literally am digging into the palette just to get a little bit of pigment on the brush. See, I just blended at the edges, and where's the pigment going? Like, it's just disappearing into nothing. So I actually think we'll just use the same brush and go in with the black and just darken up that outer corner again. I'm gonna keep it closer to the lash line though, just to add a little bit of definition there. Even the black is more like a charcoal / gray. So I'm actually gonna leave the inner part of my eye there open for the chrome flakes because, like I said, it does get patchy and lifts the makeup, and honestly I don't want to look ugly today because I have more videos to film, so I don't want to look ugly, so I'm going to give it the best chance I can. So I also thought it would be like more of like a gel consistency, but like I said, it's so wet. I've actually kept the seal on it like that just because I didn't want it to completely dry out, even though I don't like the product. This is what it looks like inside. So it's basically craft glue in my opinion. So I'm just going to take a flat shader brush, pick some up, and I'm just going to pat it on the inner part of my eye here. So this is what it looks like. Honestly, not impressed. Like, it's so sparse. I just think the consistency is completely wrong for what they were going for. I think that if it was a little bit thicker and maybe like a cream base, I think this would have been so much better. But already my eyelids are starting to burn. It takes ages to dry down. Now I look sick. But yeah, it's not great. I wouldn't recommend it. The packaging looks cool. The effect should be cool. It's not. It's really not. It's not worth any bit of money. And like I said, my eyelids are stinging now. It doesn't feel great, but for the sake of the video. So let's move on to the base product. Honestly, I can still feel it on my skin. It hasn't like settled down. And like I said, the Studio London one, it just feels like wet. Like I can't hack it and my eyes are burning. I keep thinking about it. But anyway, moving on to foundation. Remember this from the other day? The Maybelline Fit Me Fresh Tint. I hate it. It looks horrible on my skin. It's thick, it's grainy, and it gets patchy and separates on my skin. So it also balled up and like, oh, no. I don't know if I got a faulty product. Let me know if you've tried this and what you think. It's just too thick. There's no tint about it. It's a foundation. So if you were going to go for a Maybelline foundation, I'd say go for the Fit Me Dewy and Smooth or the Matte and Poreless. But this one, you can skip. It's like 250 Rand as well, if I'm not mistaken. Not worth it. Not worth it at all. And then this is a little out of left field. I got this in Dubai. So it is the Isden Photo Protector Fusion Water Color 5-Star Daily Protection 50 SPF Tinted Sunscreen. So this is what it looks like. I paid 800 Rand for this. I was like, SPF 50 with a tint, perfect for work. Like, honestly, for everyday use, that's perfect. Listen. So the Fusion Water, it's just water, but I'm going to use this today because I haven't used it on camera yet. I was trying to use it for work, but I just couldn't hack how to put this on my skin. Firstly, I tried to use a sponge, and water, it just soaked up all the product. And then I used my fingers and it just moved it around. I used a brush and it would leave streak marks. So what I came up with is using a combination of my fingers to spread it and then a brush to push it into the skin. And also with SPF, like, it's not like you can just put a drop on. You need at least 2 full fingers of it, which is what I was doing because I was in Dubai, and I was like, you know what, I'm not gonna risk not putting on sunscreen or putting on a sunscreen underneath it because it just separates, you know, oil and water. And then I just couldn't hack it. I couldn't hack it, and I paid so much money for it, and I really do want to use it, but look how watery that is. So how am I supposed to get enough of this on my face to get protection and coverage? I don't know who I'm asking because I'm just so confused. And it also clings to every single dry patch you have. Look at that, it goes nowhere. It goes nowhere. I don't know, I don't want to waste it. It was so expensive. So I'm just gonna grab a foundation brush and we're gonna start tapping that in. You can also see every single hair on my face with this. I'm trying not to like move the product too much as well, just like pat it in because literally you can see every single drag mark. But I thought this would be great for like, I have combination skin. It's fairly dry on some areas and then super oily on others. So I don't have normal combination, I have dry combination. So it's weird, but this isn't it. And I paid so much money. I made a serious mistake with this. So this is what it's looking like, very close and personal. Can you see what I mean about it clinging to absolutely everything? Look at my nose. It looks like a peach. There. Look at the eyeshadow as well. It looks absolutely horrible. Oh my gosh. I don't actually want to continue this video with this on my face, but either one I wear is gonna look horrible, dry and patchy. So I can't believe what my nose looks like. I know I have those like sebaceous comedones, but normally you can't see them if I wear like a nice liquidy foundation. It doesn't like cling to it, but this literally you can see every single pore, every single hair. Moving on to a contour stick. This was in the last video I did as well because I haven't used this really since I got it. I thought I liked it. I liked the tone, like I said in my last video, but it's so patchy, like it just doesn't stick on the skin. I think I'm gonna give this just a couple more minutes to sink in. It's also peeling up over here to sink in a little bit better, and then we'll go ahead and use this. But I do think I need to give this a sec, otherwise we're gonna have a total disaster on our hands. So the bronzing stick, it's also very stiff, almost like a cream to powder, but more waxy. Already you can see how patchy it is. Try not to use too much because it can lift, like I said, the foundation because it is so waxy. I don't know where they went wrong because the other one that I have in my project pan is really good and I love using that. The color of this is really nice. Did I say what shade this was in? Earthy Sepia, but I think I said that in my previous video. But if you haven't watched that, it's called Earthy Sepia if you did want to check this out. But I do not recommend you try any of these things in this video. Again, just zooming you in, you can see it sitting in my pores and again, super patchy. At least it's not muddy. That's one thing we can say. It's not muddy. I don't even want to put this on. It's gonna end in disaster, but this is honestly the worst cheek tint cheek stain I've ever tried. I haven't tried many, but I love cream blushes and liquid blushes, and I thought this would be something similar to that. So this is the Collection Lip and Cheek Stain. I got mine in Rosy. I thought it was a nice dark red and it would show on my skin tone. I swear this is actually just beetroot water. They just boiled some beetroot and then used the tint. So using a powder blush as well. So hopefully that will hide whatever the hell this is. There's nothing. It's lifting the foundation underneath and it's leaving like little to no stain. And I put a lot on, just using my same brush, and this side I'm going to add it with a brush. But again, same story. Help. Honestly, help. Either I don't know how to use this or it's just not a good product. It could be my fault. That's why I don't like it. But honestly, leave it alone. Shall I put some on the lips for you? I hate the taste of it. It tastes like the smell of a Sharpie, if that makes sense. Oh, I just spilt it as well. So it definitely stained my hand there. But why doesn't it do that on my face? Maybe I just didn't get the right shade as well. No. Don't waste your money. Lastly, for our cream products, let's go ahead and use some concealer. So firstly, we have the SheGlam one. It is the Perfect Skin High Coverage Concealer. Looks like that. I'm sure you remember it from last week. Let me tell you, people were hyping this up on TikTok, saying how great it is, how much coverage it gives. Mind you, obviously they were sponsored, because this is like literally glue or like a thick enamel paint, because it just doesn't move and it is so sticky. I have these fine lines under my eyes. It makes them stick together. Horrible. I'm not even gonna use that today. I would prefer to avoid it. But today we're gonna use the Essence Multitask Concealer Erase, Cover and Care. And again, it has the same applicator. I think I've used this one, and that was the time that I bought it. That should have also been in that video, but this is so dry and cakey, coming out really weirdly because of the applicator. So I'm just going to put a little bit under my eye. Mind you, I don't have perfect skin. I don't have like young skin or anything. I literally have terrible skin. It might not look like it on camera, but I have huge pores. I have so much texture. I'm kind of hairy. I have hair like all the way down my face, so not the perfect skin for products like this, I think. Grabbing my concealer brush, I'm just going to tap this in. It's just so thick and it makes my under eye look way more textured than it actually is, and it also accentuates all my fine lines, which is not what I'm looking for. That's why I prefer serum concealers, because they just tend to look better on more textured skin. So I'm going to give all of this just a second to get settled into my skin, and then we'll move on to the rest of the products, which is mostly powder and then a couple more eye products. Brow update. They've fallen. Obviously, I knew that would happen, but it's also taken a lot of the pigment off, and look, it's like nothing was added at all. So moving into powder. When I first tried this powder, I actually really liked it, but the more I used it, the less I liked it. It's too finely milled, and it again accentuates a lot on your face because it's so finely milled. So this is the Collection Vit Hit Blurring Setting Powder, or Vitamin Fix. Yeah, Vitamin Fix Blurring Smoothing Powder. I do like that it has like a sieve in it, but I don't know if you can see that on screen, but there's like a smoke that comes up because it's that finely milled. I like that the sieve is there. I was trying to finish it up, but I just couldn't stand the way it was looking on my face. So I'm going to start with the under eyes, and we're going to do that with a puff. We need to just tap out these creases. I hope it's showing on camera how bad my skin looks, because it's a dreary day outside, so I can't exactly show you in a natural light because it will just be so dark. So I don't know if you can see it, but this powder ends up on my contact lenses because it is so fine. It literally just sticks to everything, even my contact lenses. So I'll probably be blind by the end of this video. On the rest of the face, I'm just going to take a big fluffy brush. Honestly, all that smoke, look at that. And there's a sieve there. So I just poured some out in the lid. I don't know if you're going to be able to see it, but it kind of looks like powdered sugar. Just got some in my brows. It's also lightened my face up so much because it's got a white cast. I just think it's a recipe for disaster to put all these products on at once. I've turned down my lights a little bit. I don't know if you'll be able to see better, but oh my gosh, look at my chin and my nose. My face looks terrible. That's with my lights turned back up. Terrible. Next, moving into bronzer. I don't have a highlighter because I haven't tried one that's horrible. I usually don't try many highlighters because I don't really like wearing highlighter. For bronzer, we have this Smudge. I tried this only a few weeks ago, and this is the Smudge Natural Bronzing Powder. I don't mind the consistency of it. It's the color. It's very, very red. It could almost pass for a blush for me, and I don't like that it has the shimmer in it. So I'm just going to swirl my brush in all of it. I think this is the problem, this shade right here. Okay, maybe I should just use the gold in this. Pop this on my cheek. I think it's smooth, but it's just the tone that's not like, so it's actually not very opaque. You can see all my skin through it. And the tone is more like a sunburn than a sun kiss. Sounds like I'm just complaining, but honestly, if you use your hard-earned money to buy all these products, you want something at least a little bit good. I was way too zoomed in there, sorry guys. Let me know what you think. I personally wouldn't use it again, in my personal opinion. Like, no. There's better out there for sure, for also an affordable price. Moving into blush, we have the Catrice Air Blush Glow. So I feel the problem with this is that I got a color that was too light for me, and I got Cloud Wine. I also do not like that it is so shimmery. Like, nowhere does it say it even, that it does say, that's my fault. It says Blush Glow. So I don't like glowy blushes, so I don't know why I picked this. So just gonna really go into this part over here, which is the darkest part of it. It also smells like talcum powder, and I'm just going to brush this on my cheeks. And it has like more like a silver reflect in it, which I don't think suits my skin tone personally. It's also hard panned, and like I said, I just don't like the silver reflect in there, but you can see I'm not wearing highlighter and everything is just a bit too glowy. Moving on to lips, I've already just applied my lip liner because I don't have one that I don't like or that I could add into this video, because honestly, you can't go wrong with a normal wooden sharpenable pencil liner. They're great. For lipstick, I think, again, this is my fault for picking a formula that maybe wasn't the best for me. So this is the You Woman by Sharon C. It is the Lips Don't Lie Sheer lipstick, and it is in the shade Thirsty. So again, like it says in the name, it is sheer, and it's a little bit too thin. Like, it just settles in the lines of your lips, and it moves around way too much for my liking. So if you needed a tinted lip balm, this would be great, but for every day, it's just not long lasting. Like I said, I have very dry lips as it is, so I don't need anything to accentuate that too much. It's got like a minty taste to it, which I don't mind. It tastes like a balm. It's called a lipstick, but it's the lip balm. Then moving on to setting spray. So this setting spray is actually in my project pan. So if you saw my project pan update, you would know this product, but it's the Catrice Prime and Fine Multi-Talent Fixing Spray. It says it's long lasting, prepares the skin, sets and refreshes. I think the only thing that is true is that it prepares the skin and it refreshes. Everything else is a lie. It just makes your makeup move around, and it is quite dewy. I hate the sound it makes when you push down as well. So just going to set my face. It's also like a water gun to the face. I've said that before, but it's terrible. So it does add some glow back into your face, but that's not what I'm looking for. I'm looking for something a little bit more long lasting. It kind of just moisturizes all the makeup already, which is probably good for this powder, but my skin looks terrible. Absolutely terrible. So the last two products we have are for the eyes, just to complete it. Firstly, I have this Essence Superfine Liner Pen. It's got a very long tip. Literally, this is a Sharpie, except I wish it was a Sharpie, because a Sharpie would at least show up. This is so dry. Like, what's the point of having a long pointy tip if it doesn't even draw? So I'm having to maneuver the pen just so I can fill in the gaps. And still, it's super patchy. And then lastly, mascara. If you know, you know. If you watched my video, this is absolute trash. Honestly, I don't know why they had the audacity to put this out as a product. Firstly, the wand is the cheapest wand I've ever seen. The packaging is cheap. It's just like the standard order that they probably got this from AliExpress and put like their label on it. So it does nothing except make your eyelashes a little bit black. No lengthening, no voluming, nothing. What a waste of time, honestly. And they want to charge 100 Rand for this? Like, honestly, you can get an Essence one for like 80 Rand that will give you results on like the first swipe. Okay, maybe it flakes and stuff, so does this. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Okay, so that's all the products for today. Honestly, I'm really disappointed with the way my face is looking. And I still need to film some more after this. So if I were you, I would avoid these products. If you have anything similar to my skin type or the same skin concerns that I have, I would avoid all these products. Honestly, save your money and buy something more worthwhile. But with that said, thank you so much for watching. Please let me know in the comments if there's any of these that you tried and also dislike. Also, any makeup that you would like to see me try in the near future. But with that being said, I will see you all next week. Bye guys.